Welcome to this Teladia Plays members panel stream. I'm your host, Teladia Plays. I'm obviously joined by my co-host, Jared from Comics League.
What's up?
What's up? And we do have a very good guest. And firstly, let's introduce him. He is the alien from outer space. That is 𝐂𝐍𝐶 Entertainment. What's up?
He's loading. He's loading.
He's loading.
Oh, I'm loading. Hey.
And
hello, everyone.
of course, yes, welcome. And we got Pikachu man himself, 𝐂𝐲𝐶. Hello.
Hey.
And welcome. So we're here. We got loads of topics to discuss, and welcome Tevia. My days are going great, and obviously CJ, thanks for being a member. Thank you very much.
Everyone's loading.
Everyone's loading. All right. So let's talk about the first topics, which is the thoughts of the Thunderbolts trailer. Right? Like, what do you guys think about the trailer? Because which dropped. What was that? Super Bowl? What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, it was Super Bowl. I thought, okay, so as someone that read the Sentry series and like a lot of comics from that era of Marvel, like I think it's called like the Dark Age or something like that. It's when Norman Osborn ran the Avengers and like he was Iron Patriot. What's kind of cool, so we saw like the Void. For those that don't know what the Void is, it's basically
Is everything good now?
Yeah, it's all good. It's another. So we can hear you. So basically, Sentry has like a double personality where basically whenever he does great good, his other personality will come out and do great evil, and that's what the Void is. I felt that as opposed to doing this like big like creature, this is the one villain where it's okay for Marvel to make a giant cloud. That this is their one cloud pass. And I think that it honestly looks really cool as it's like spreading. And all of a sudden people just turn into shadows. I'm like, oh, okay, that's really cool. The one critique I have of it is that it's clearly just Marvel's version of Suicide Squad.
I mean, that's a fair criticism. I'll give you props. You gave the good and you gave the bad. So I'll give you props to you there. 𝐂𝐍𝐶, what did you think of the thoughts of the Thunderbolts trailer that dropped at the Super Bowl?
I thought it looked interesting. Definitely a different take. I loved how the bad guy, I'm assuming that was the bad guy, made everything shadows. Like when they killed all the people, they became like nuclear shadows. It was really cool. Obviously, the tone of the movie looks amazing.
Okay.
Reminds me of almost Suicide Squad.
Yeah, what would you rate the trailer though? Since comparing it to
what out of what?
Out of 10. What would you rate it?
Out of 10? 6.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Pika, let's hear your thoughts on the Thunderbolts trailer.
Well, yeah, the Suicide Squad comparison, that works kind of well. Not to mention they use the "We Can Build This Bridge Together" song, kind of like it's trying to. I'm not sure if it's trying to mellow down the thread of Sentry and the other and what kind of darkness the Sentry is bringing up, but it's kind of brings up kind of different tone of a message. Like, yeah, they are the basically Suicide Squad is the XPs and follow-ups, but it's kind of is this supposed to be like it just comes across as like another one of a Marvel movie, an MCU movie that it's like maybe on another fork in the road or stepping stone towards something, or just made it for the sake of making it. I was not that much impressed. I just watched it and it was
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
for me personally,
tried.
yeah, for me personally, I thought the trailer looked okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. Definitely did feel the Suicide Squad vibe to it. I did see that comparison there. I gotta say, I'm very interested to see Bucky's perspective because remember he's a. We'll talk about Bucky's thing because it leads into Captain America: Brave New World, right? But yeah, it was pretty cool to see like the way he got his arm got taken off, literally in the trailer. I'm just like, no one has ever done that besides the people from Wakanda. So I thought that was really cool. And Sentry, I still can't believe they haven't shown us Sentry's costume. They kept him in the shadows.
All right, Teladia. Speaking of Bucky, I got a new hot toy.
Of course you have.
Yes.
Of course you have.
I know I'm
Nice.
Cap and Bucky. And yes, I will be taking off Bucky's head and putting him on my Captain America body.
Okay, cool. That's cool. But for me, if I had to rate this trailer out of 10, probably a 7. 7 is a fair assessment because I think Sentry being the big villain is going to be really interesting to see where it takes him going after that movie. And on top of that, to see Yelena's the Black Widow, so to say, I call her, right? Her story going from where she was in the Black Widow film to here, from the Hawkeye show to here. It's like I wonder what the dynamic is going to be like between her and her father, Red Guardian. I definitely want to see some really cool moments in that. But let's switch over, shall we, to our next topic, moving swiftly on, which is not so super. Superman in the Super Bowl was not so super because, yes, Superman did not appear at the Super Bowl.
Well,
So
his dog did, and then Guy Gardner did, which yes. I mean, they had a Superman. If that was the sneak peek, that was the lamest sneak peek they could have picked.
I mean, they said, "Oh, sneak peek is gonna happen."
Really?
I stayed up all night just for the sneak peek.
That's your own problem, Teladia.
I know, but I stayed up all night because I was expecting to. I thought maybe they're gonna drop something. Maybe they're gonna drop something, but they never did. What it was Green Lantern, so it wasn't so super. It was Green Lantern. So
I'm
I'm
getting
just
to be
like,
a
okay.
little concerned when the marketing focuses on characters other than Superman. The marketing
Yeah,
for a Superman movie.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that in Super Bowl is supposed to be the biggest spectacle in American history. They could have showed something there and easily won over the fans.
It's the most watched the thing of TV all year, and you choose that
Yeah,
as a superb missed opportunity.
Yeah, because fun thing is, even though it was for the Puppy Bowl, right? I'm just like, even that too. I'm just like, you guys literally wasted the opportunity to show more crypto. More crypto would have literally been ideal for the promotion side of it, but they never did that. But
This
obviously, Jared.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, Jared has given his thoughts. I want to hear his little rant. I need to hear his rant.
Oh, you want my rant on this? Okay.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. All right. So the Puppy Bowl, he said, basically, it said you're going to get a sneak peek at a Puppy Bowl. Literally, the sneak peek is just in the bottom crawl. Crypto flies around, promotes Superman. That's it. Then I think, okay, maybe it was all a fake out, and they're going to do it at the Super Bowl. The promotion is literally the worst part of the movie so far, where you have Peak is doing it, and that's right. It is the dumbest. It made me hate Guy Gardner more because I'm like, I hate the bowl cut. He doesn't have the bowl cut anymore, and you're just weighing in on that, and I'm like, that just looks so crappy. Plus, again, Green Lantern does not have a white suit. He's green.
Okay, so that's Jared's little rant there. CJH, what did you think of Superman not having a trailer or even a TV promotion at the Super Bowl?
The more I see the trailers, the less I'm interested in this movie. It just feels very low budget, like they're not even trying.
There you go.
You know what really hurt it?
What?
I know it's a joke now, but like the Derby Eye.
Yeah, because if you notice, more people were a little bit more at least hyped or interested on it. But then when you see like, yeah, the eyes going in different directions, I'm like, the movie became a joke at that point.
It wasn't even like so much the eye. Oh, I mean that was bad too, but like just the CGI on that scene looked like one of those meme videos where it's like tracking the meme is on the face and it's tracking as the body is moving. It looked unnatural.
And that's my problem, because it's like, by all accounts, this is like the most important DC movie to come out, because if this fails, they're not going to make any more DC movies. And I got news for you. If this fails, it's the marketing people's fault, because they are doing a piss poor job of marketing this movie.
Agreed.
Unless, do you think they're purposely making it fail so Zaslav has something to sell?
Well, here's the thing. If they're purposely if they're trying to sell, why would they make the product that they're trying to sell less successful?
That is a fair point.
There you go. But I see what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense to me. And again, this is WB, and making sense long went out the window. But I mean, I just don't get, how do you pass up at least having like, have him in the suit, or like him being Clark Kent watching the Super Bowl. That's a cheap way you could do this.
That's the other thing I've noticed is there's no proper shots of him as Superman. I mean, when I was making thumbnails, like I'm trying to find a screenshot of Superman in the trailer.
Yeah,
that fully shows him in the costume, and I can't find one. So I have to revert to the old fan made stuff.
So you're saying you have to use the old ways?
The old ways.
I had to.
What do you think?
Pika, what do you think of Pika, what do you think of the not so super at not being Superman at the Super Bowl, and the fact that they missed a great opportunity to show something?
They could have maybe just chosen a random clip of like maybe have Crypto do anything, like maybe the whole lead like before, like flying to Superman, where he's laying in the Arctic, or some jump cuts from when dragging him to where home as he asked for, or maybe some random sequences while they're home chilling at the Kent farm or anywhere else. That's like I already said, so many other things that maybe are in the movie that just show those. Literally any random scenes. That's like here's a taste. You want more? Go see the movie. You can see more. And not to mention the comment about Mac 2121 made about the whole Shaq thing. I also just went to see it, and that could have been like an unintentionally have Shaq represent Snyder fans who want to go back to what we had before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that Shaq ad though, like I gotta be blunt, wasn't the greatest ad.
I skipped it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not interested, because just them talking about the suit. And why is James Gunn himself in the promotion?
I have no idea.
It seems to me someone's a narcissist, because really people are coming for Superman. They're not the general audience probably doesn't even know what James Gunn looks like.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Exactly. They were making fun of the suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so the suit that you made for your movie, wait a minute here. So you're making fun of one of the most important part of the thing. See, this is the thing. This is what you get when you put someone in charge who is on credit saying, I love comic books. I think they're the stupidest thing around.
Unless, do you think two things?
Yeah.
So either James Gunn is sabotaging DC, or do you think James Gunn, because he's supposedly friends with Zack Snyder, do you think he's trying to sabotage DC so Warner Brothers goes, hey, let's bring back Zack?
Why would he risk his own career, though? Because this movie is written and directed by him. So if this movie fails, it's literally all on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying again. See, CGH, you're making good points. I'm just saying, not necessarily the way I see it.
But you make some really good points. So that's. But yeah, I gotta see where the Superman drops next. I know the CinemaCon, literally like not next month, but the month after. So in April. So that will be definitely something to look forward to if we're gonna get something Superman related there, because that's the big thing for cinema to normally pump up everything. We've got Supergirl. We'll get something for Supergirl or something along the lines of that. And James Gunn, and maybe Matt Reeves will say something along the lines about the Batman as well, because
we do know they're filming at the end of this year, hopefully.
Yep, we do know that they are filming that. So
can I just say that Fantastic Four looks better than Superman?
Oh yeah,
and that's saying something.
By a long shot. The Thing CGI looks spectacular.
I was surprised by Fantastic Four. I gotta say, okay, as a DC fan, Fantastic. I remember the old Fantastic Four film, which is the 2005 comparison between the two. I think this one blows out the water.
I recently rewatched those movies, and they hold up actually pretty well.
Yeah, but I would say this Fantastic Four movie looks more like a Superman movie than the Superman movie.
That's a good point. Oh my god, that is an excellent point. Because it's going for the same vibe that like Gunn wants for Superman, but it's doing it a little better.
I'm really interested in Galactus, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean definitely the fact that we're actually getting Galactus and not a Cloud Man?
Yeah, I want to see what his big role is.
I made a video about that actually, if you want, where he's in the movie. There's a shadow of Galactus.
Mm-hmm.
They fully intended to tease Galactus for the Silver Surfer spin-off movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the Fantastic Four appearance, the Cloud appearance, was just a tease for what was going to happen.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's like they gave no indicator that was going to happen. So I'm like, oh god, guys, come on.
Yeah. My theory, though, because although this was kind of turned down when I was, I guess William mentioned that this wasn't true. Is Galactus? Is there only one Galactus technically?
In the Marvel Universe, yes.
So couldn't they go and say maybe the Cloud is this Galactus?
They could,
and maybe
but
that Galactus destroyed that Fox universe.
Ooh, that would be interesting. That actually would be kind of cool. So essentially, you're saying they retcon it. So like, because they are doing a lot of multiverse stuff, a la Deadpool, Wolverine. They make it where like Galactus showed up and like annihilated. Although here's the reason why I doubt that. Deadpool and Wolverine is canon, and that Johnny Storm is in that movie.
Well, maybe he escaped.
How did he? Okay, that's
not bad.
Debate,
because I could definitely see whereas that Galactus would be mad from the last time Fantastic Four defeated him, so he would come back, try to wipe everything out, and then he's moving. Now he's taking it personally, so now he's going to the multiverse and wiping everything else out.
That would be fun. I could definitely see that happening. That's actually a really good idea.
By the way, we got Brown Destroyer saying hi. He just watched Captain America: Brave New World. That's good.
And
And-
unironically, it sounds a lot like the Snyder's plan, to be honest.
All right, so
Have you noticed
what
how
was
so many movies look like they're doing Snyder's plan?
I mean,
Here's the blueprint.
yeah. I was gonna say you're gonna say that. I was trying to set you up there.
Even Sonic.
Yeah, exactly. I just watched that movie, and the Sonic Shadow fight is clearly Superman versus Zod.
Yes. Talk about Captain America 4 and the bad Rotten Tomato reviews. Now, obviously,
Why are we paying attention to
this
anything?
is not our.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I was gonna say that. Now, this is for a Marvel film. This is not a good look in terms of, actual reviewers saying bad things, negative things.
Do you think it's also the usual suspects, though, campaigning?
I don't know, but I just thought, have a conversation about it, and just think like, obviously, you guys can obviously give your review on the film because you guys have seen the film. So, but obviously, I want to get your guys.
Can I
Go
also
on.
note, you spelled tomatoes wrong.
Okay, yeah, thanks for.
It's all, yes. Thank you, CJH.
All right, let me fix that. Tomatoes. There we go. Thank you, CJH. All right. So yeah, there we go. I fixed it. Okay, so like Jared, we go to you first. Like, obviously, besides the Rotten Tomatoes having a bad reviews,
I
what
never
would you
pay
think about
attention
that?
to Rotten Tomatoes. In terms of my review of Captain America, of the Marvel movies that have come out since Endgame, this is like probably my favorite because it's the First off, I like it how now it's okay to acknowledge that 2008 Hulk movie because it's clearly a sequel to that one. I like a Falcon as Cap. I'm fine kind of going along with that. And in terms of the general plot, I like how it went with more of like an espionage feel. You could tell it was kind of trying to do another Winter Soldier-y thing. Did it achieve that? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. But again, this movie is one of the examples of why I pay zero attention to Rotten Tomatoes because they know absolutely nothing.
But at least you went in with open-minded anyway, and you still enjoyed it. So, so it's just a good thing. Now, CJH, we come to you. Have you seen the film, or you haven't? You haven't seen the film, have you?
I plan on seeing it this weekend, but
Okay.
from what I've heard, it sounded like an Incredible Hulk sequel.
Yeah, it's basically that.
So, was this just Disney not wanting to pay Universal the rights to make a Hulk movie?
It would not surprise me, brother.
That's a good point. Like,
yeah,
Disney not paying Universal to get.
Yeah,
a Hulk.
Maybe they
Hulk.
clearly wanted to make a Hulk movie.
Yeah,
but Universal was like, no.
So, Pika, we come to you now. What did you think about Captain America 4? And obviously, what do you think comparing it to Rotten Tomatoes? Like, if you've seen them, and your own review of it as well.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm also saving to maybe sometime this week to go see it. But I'm also, as we talk about, I went to see what kind of negative bad reviews there were. Just what to say, but yeah. So I haven't seen it yet. But I'm planning to also maybe go see it since I have time to go see it this week.
Okay. But for me personally, I've seen the film. I gotta say, it's an Incredible Hulk 2.0. No, sorry, it's Incredible Hulk 1.5. That's the way I see it. Except for there's no Incredible Hulk, which is weird.
I expected the Hulk to show up. That's just me.
Yeah, I expected the Hulk to show up, but the one thing I was surprised by is one of the cameos that made an appearance in it, which I did allude to before, but it's like, yes.
You think they should have recast for that? Because I don't think that person and Mark Ruffalo would
I
that
don't- I don't-
chemistry. I don't know.
No, I'm talking about the cameo that particular character that is going to be in the next Marvel film. So that's what I was talking-
Not that one. I was thinking
Yeah.
of the cameo.
No, I was talking about the one that was going to be in next Marvel film. But I gotta say though, if I had to give this film out of 10, probably a 7, 6 or a 7 out of 10, to be honest with you. And gotta say, I gotta say the leader's head. What were they thinking with that design?
Well, when you rewatch The Incredible Hulk, it makes sense.
Yeah, I recently did that, and I'm like, when I'm rewatching it, I'm like, yeah, you can tell that like it has
It was going to be bumpy. Yeah.
Yeah, it has the makings of that version of like the way it's going. So I wasn't really that down on it. I think people were expecting the giant head version, and I'm like, that wouldn't necessarily translate well, I don't think, because then we get another mode on.
But remember, me and Teladia, we both saw the leaked version of the concept art, and that looked horrible too. So I don't think there was any win-win situation for this. It's kind of like MODOK.
No, there wasn't.
Like you
There
said,
definitely wasn't.
it's just gonna look weird because it's comic accurate.
But I gotta say, great performance by Harrison Ford playing Thunderbolt Ross in this. Right, I gotta say he did make a good performance on it for what he was given, and like
what's interesting is I can't see William Hurt playing the Red Hulk.
You don't think he would?
I don't think he could, or he just doesn't. There's something different about Harrison versus. I don't know.
Like, but
maybe the look.
Maybe, but I think for me personally, I think that he put up a really good performance for what he was given, and the fact that he did make faces, and he was saying that in interviews. By the way, he said in interviews that I did funny faces, and people have asked him, would you ever do a Red Hulk versus Green Hulk in a movie?
I don't really care about this.
And
Marvel.
Yeah, he's like, who's Green Hulk? This guy's no idea. What are you asking him that?
Yeah, and it's like people have asked him that question. I'm just like, wow, so unbelievable. But yeah, I think this part of the segment was great to have a topic of discussion on. And so we're gonna switch over now to more topics. First, more topic, which was breaking news. Actually, I wouldn't say breaking news; it's a rumor, which is Batman Arkham Beyond. Yes. Now, this is a topic I wanted to talk about today, actually, because it was like, okay, I have to talk about this in a video. It's like in a live stream. So, Jared, question for you. What do you think about the stuff that I sent you for Arkham Beyond?
It makes sense because I've long said that like the next Arkham game has to take place after Suicide Squad, because assuming this is a good game and everyone loves it, Suicide Squad stops becoming the brick wall at the end and just becomes a speed bump. So you're like, okay, you've had one bad game, but there's like you just made a masterpiece.
Yeah. And by the way, it's really interesting that the fact that this is a rumor, it's not confirmed, but it's
as soon as it gets confirmed, Teladia, I will be accepting my second Jared was right award.
What about PlayStation award?
I'm not interested in PlayStation. I'm an Xbox gamer because I have taste.
But yeah, I mean, for me personally, I'll be bluntly honest. I'm very much interested to see what direction they would go for Arkham Beyond. Like what sort of, who would they put? I know Wilfredo would be up for it. We know that, but obviously, I want to know, will they bring Roger Craig Smith to come into that role and play an old man Bruce Wayne like they did in the fan film, which he wasn't credited for? Would he be prepared to do that? Because
interesting.
Would he be prepared to do that in a video game term? Because I think that'd be really cool if he did that, right? And on top of that, I think maybe having Barbara Gordon be an old woman, and having someone her to be the commissioner of Gotham would be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
And to have
Hmm.
I don't know about Damian Wayne though. I don't know if they're gonna go Damian Wayne route or Terry McGinnis route. If they go for a Terry McGinnis route, I think that would be the best bet.
That's what everyone wants.
Yeah, because you don't have to retcon in. Oh yeah, Bruce and Talia had a kid before she was murdered by the Joker.
Yeah, exactly. So CJH, what do you think about the Arkham Beyond? Then we'll
I
get to
think
Pika.
this makes the most sense with Kevin Conroy gone. You just go into the future instead of the past.
Yeah.
They already have a costume design in Arkham Knight. The other thing I will say, please don't be a live service game. Please.
It'll probably be a live service game.
Damn.
I don't know. It's a single player game because I saw apparently there was a job listing and apparently it's a story. It's actually going to be open traversal and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, they're going back to their.
That's the other thing. Please don't be VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually want to play this game.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be a VR game for sure. Because WB they're not going to be stupid enough to be like, oh, let's make this game a VR game like we made Arkham Shadow.
You say that, and then you forget we're talking about WB.
I mean, true. That is true.
I'm just saying, bro. They made a lot of stupid decisions recently.
I mean, that is true. What can we expect from Warner Brothers, right? WB games need to get this win. That's what I think personally. But let's go over to Pika's opinions and thoughts on the Batman Arkham Beyond rumor. What do you think about it? If you saw the rumor, and also, what do you think about it being maybe possibly in a PlayStation exclusive, possibly, and also, do you also think that who should play the role of Bruce Wayne if they were able to get Bruce Wayne into it?
Well, considering with the Beyond era, there's also the possibility that it could also. You know how they did also the Batman 666 era with Damian Wayne also as the Batman 666, was also actually rescued a baby Terry McGinnis and was then the old man looking after him in that Batman number 700 issue. That's a concept that I know they're probably not gonna go with that because use that as a if they won't get a Bruce Wayne. As a Bruce Wayne actor, they could probably get the guy who also voiced him in the Gotham Knights game. That guy didn't do a bad job. Bruce Greenwood also it could work since that guy works better as a veteran Batman voice actor than as a early years Batman than like how Gotham by Gaslight had him as a in the early parts of his career there. That's that they could use that aspect. But like I said, and I was about to also point out when you said that Damian could have been set up in the Arkham City, since Talia mentioned that night she and Bruce spent in Metropolis. The conception could have happened there, and
but why didn't he ever show up at night then?
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense.
Well, he could have been still up. Night was 9 months later after City, so he could have still been a baby or a test tube, or there is also the possibility that he's a test tube baby being artificially grown. So by the time he could be active,
no, but I know that, but my problem is with that theory is why didn't he show up at night? Because if he's a test tube baby, okay, but if we're going with the Night in Metropolis thing, we don't know how far in the past that night happened. Because if it was just like, hey, last month, then yeah, you probably have something here. But if it's like that night 13 years ago, yeah, it would be Damian would be of age that he is in the comics roughly around that time period.
If we go with the New 52 timeline with the 5 years, then maybe it took 5 or 4 years for him to actually be actively around to grow into being old enough to walk on his own and be trained.
But it's like when his mom is killed, you would think that like he would show up to kill the Joker.
Well, Nyssa is also a possible raising him, but that's pretty much how they could go that route, or they could work as the Beyond Raw out and just having it be Terry. As for if it becomes a PlayStation exclusive, well, I already have a PS5. I could be ready for it. Just let's hope it won't become a VR game.
No, I don't think it'll be a VR game, but yeah, I think Arkham Beyond, if it's that's the safest route to go. To be honest with you, that's the safest route to go. I said this on the podcast, Into the Multiverse of DC Comics podcast. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you guys check it out. We did mention about maybe doing a remaster or remake. That would be another good option for them to do in the meantime. That would actually make sense. But given the fact that this comes in as a rumor, anything's possible, really. Anything is possible when it comes down to Rocksteady and WB Games. Like, I know it's years down the line. We're thinking PlayStation 6. That's sort of era. That's when we'll be getting the game. So there's still that's like what, 4 years, 5 years down the line maybe before we get something along the lines of a new Batman game. But me personally, I think it's between now and then at least have a remake of Arkham Asylum out at least. That will tie the fans over, get the fans excited, get fans on board for the next Batman interpretation. And that's what I think personally. But we do have comments, and Tevia is saying, I'm hoping for Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis. So that'd be cool to have Terry McGinnis. But we just hope they don't go down the Damian Wayne route. We just want them strictly to focus to the source material and stick to the source material that was done back in the 90s, which needs to be a thing. And yeah, but let's move over swiftly now, because that was a good topic of conversation that we had about Arkham Beyond, because I think honestly this has been like a great fun stream. But anyway, let's talk about Marvel Rivals now. Yes, Marvel Rivals, The Thing, a Human Torch, and a Blade. Now, they showed the Human Torch and the Thing in a gameplay footage. Have you guys seen it?
Yes, I have. It looks good. He looks like a character that I may put in my rotation.
I saw the thing.
Okay, and what did you think of like the fact that the Thing is a tank character, Jared?
That makes sense. I also liked how they're clearly going to have like their costumes based on the villain persona. So I'm like, okay, thank you about that. That's really good. That's the thing that's really fun about Marvel Rivals, is that all the different costumes you can have on that. Blade is the one where I'm like, his design, he looks like Luke Cage. You might as well just put Luke Cage in that case.
Yeah. By the way, we also not only did we get the Human Torch, the Thing, and Blade, but we also got a new map, which is Central Park. Now, and it showed Dracula, which was really cool. So, but CJ, did you see the Marvel Rivals, the Thing, Human Torch trailers? No?
You know how I feel about live service games.
Yeah, I know. I know. So we'll move over to Pika then, because considering Pika's avid gamer, so what do you think?
Well, works for the games themselves. I tried it once, but I'm just gonna say I tried the game. It wasn't for me. Maybe it works better when played with some friends, but time zones with you guys, it's not hard for me to play it concurrently at the same time. But yeah, it's good for you to enjoy.
Okay. Stick says, wish Rivals was on Switch or PS4. It might come to Switch. There is something about a Switch, possibly a Switch port possibly happening. I did see that in the news. So that might be a thing, Sticks. You might be lucky there, but not on the PS4. I'm sorry, that's not going to be a thing on PlayStation 4, which is unfortunate, because that would have been really cool to have PlayStation 4 users. But I think currently for them are doing it next gen and focusing on PC, console-based crossplay, all that good jazz. That's fun. And the fact that we're getting Central Park, we got the Fantastic Four this month, which has been amazing. I know that for me, the most fun healer to play as, for me personally, was Sue Storm. I'm enjoying playing as her. Now I do want to check out the thing because I think he's going to be my second favorite character to check out. Because I saw him when I saw him as a tank, he has rocks around him, Jared.
I like
Did
that.
you? He has like rocks so he doesn't get hurt. For some reason, he's like a rock, so he can charge at someone. It doesn't get damaged.
Can we finally get official Fantastic Four Lego?
That would be fun, actually. A Lego
Finally.
Fantastic Four game.
Well, that too, but like we've never actually gotten official figures either.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We've only ever gotten fan made ones.
Well, yeah. Remember, it's because Marvel didn't really have the movie rights to that, so they didn't want to have to split the money. Now that they have that, I'm sure we'll get Legos for the actual movie.
Yeah, I think we'll get. I think we'll get Lego format, but I think that will be towards the movie side of it. I think personally, you'll get something along the lines of that. But in terms of the video game aspect of it, I think this is a big, good direction that would get people aware of the Fantastic Four. And interestingly enough, that people want. Stick says he wants Herbie. Of course, you want Herbie. But yeah, I just think that it's going to be really interesting to see how Central Park is, with the map rotation, what sort of things they're going to have in terms of like, is it going to be conquest? Is it going to be, domination? Is it going to be it'll be a different thing. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll find out soon enough. So Tevia is asking, I'm curious about Marvel Rivals question. Are we going to be fighting Dracula in this game? I don't know the answer to that. I would assume so. I mean, he was in the trailer, so maybe, but he's definitely going to be he was in the Central Park trailer, and yeah, it'll be epic. So let's move over to our last and final topic, which is Batman versus Yakuza. The Yakuza League.
No, it's interesting. I don't think it needed a sequel, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, Jared, obviously I know you're not a big fan of the sequel, but like, be honest though, what do you think of like the dub version compared to the sub version? Like, I know you're not a big sub guy.
I only listen to the dub version. I mean, it's fine. The voice sounds different than it did in the first movie, and I'm like, was it the same guy, or did they tell him to have a different Batman voice? Because something doesn't sound right.
It's supposed to be Roger Craig Smith. Funnily enough.
Interesting. Doesn't sound like him.
Maybe they've got a different person. We don't know. But CJ, did you see the trailer for the Batman versus Yakuza League dub trailer? The WB put out?
No.
No? But if you did get the opportunity to see it, what do you think? Like an anime. So think about it like it's an anime version.
I'm very picky with my anime. With anime, I like Death Note, and then beyond that, I've always liked the style of anime.
Yeah.
But I've never been able to get into anime, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Other than Death Note.
Okay, that's interesting. Pika, what did you think of the Batman versus Yakuza League dub trailer?
I'm more of a subs guy, but it was working, but it was also kind of with the premise. It's kind of works. I reviewed the original game 2 years ago, and even then I thought it was kind of, as it was left alone, it kind of wasted potential. It's also a sequel has kind of potential of elevating the movie, that first movie's part, if it had some consequences of them being in the past and having with the future being different.
Okay. For me, like the one thing I give props to DC about was the fact that they promoted the comics. Jared,
Yep.
you keep saying it's. Jared says this. Jared's right. DC promotes comics. Marvel should be doing that. DC does that perfectly well, and Pacific Comics too. I like that Green Lantern comic, by the way, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
The one Batman with the Green Lantern.
Yes.
Because it says Elseworld Batman. I'm just like thinking, yes, that's what they need. They need stuff like that for
Mm-hmm.
their trailers. And I gotta say, though, the film itself, I'm excited to check it out. I'm gonna give it an opportunity to check it out. I know it comes out in March, so when that comes out, I'll be sure to do a reaction, maybe a review. I'll do a summary on the podcast, and furthermore, I'll be honestly, I'm just excited we're getting another Batman Ninja film. I like my ninja stuff, so, and I'm an anime fan, so I'm very much excited for this. We do have a couple of comments, and then we'll wrap up. Tevia says, "I'm surprised Marvel has promoted their comics similar to DC, doing with Batman vs. Yakuza movie." Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but I just think Marvel is the lack of marketing when it comes down to comics, as Jared knows, right? Because he's the comics lord, so he knows a lot, and like we see it all the time. The one thing DC gets right is promoting comics and getting the right comics, pushing it out there. Case in point, Woman of Tomorrow. As soon as they promoted that, sales went up. And the same thing went with All Star Superman. So sales rose up. So I think this movie will boost up those Elseworld comics in sales, I think, which is going to be a very good thing indeed. So I think, if there's anything else you guys want to ask myself, Jared, Pika, or CJH, feel free to put them in the comments in the chat right now. We'll do a Q&A for the last portion, and then we'll wrap up. And so even if you Pika or why am I calling you Jay? I mean to say CJH. If you got any questions for Jared or myself, feel free to ask. We don't mind. So if you got any questions, Pika? It could be about game, it could be about comics, it could be about movies, it could be about anything, even YouTube.
That's the question that kills all the questions. Did you have anything to ask?
You got nothing? I'll let you think about it, and then I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
CJH, do you got any questions, man? I don't think he's there. But I have a question for Jared, though. This is a really good question. Elseworld books. Do you think these Elseworld books will do well, considering they're promoting it now?
You mean in terms of selling? It depends on if these are in print. I gotta believe that if they're promoting them at the end of all the trailers, that means that they're gonna start more of a print run for all the different books, because it would be like them saying, "We're gonna make a JLA Avengers movie, please do," but then they don't have a print run with Marvel on the actual tray of the book, so you can't get the comic. Like, if you're not gonna make this available, what's the point of promoting it?
Yeah, I get your point. I do get your point. We do got a question from Tevia in the chat. It says, "Questions, guys. How do you feel about Gwen Stacy coming back to life in a Gwenpool comic?"
She's gonna be Gwenpool. Oh God! Somehow Marvel took a bad idea. Somehow Marvel took an already bad idea and made it way worse.
Gwen is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, and they're gonna resurrect her just to make another Gwenpool.
Yeah, it's. I'm baffled by this. Why are they doing that? Like I don't understand Marvel. Like, seriously, keep her, deleted. If she's deleted, she's deleted.
When you're out of ideas.
I guess that's comics for you, innit? I mean, comics, when they're out of ideas, they have to do something different.
What's next, Uncle Ben?
Oh, trust me. Don't tempt them, CJ. Don't tempt them.
Don't tempt them for saying, "Oh, we want to bring Uncle Ben back." No. So we got a question from Blazing Flame. Hi Teladia. My question for you: do you think the Superman game was pitched by Warner Brothers or something, or ultimately rejected like the Flash? Or do you think this one make? I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I really don't know Blazing Flame when it comes down to the Superman game, because I thought I reached out to the person that I thought knew everything. He's given me dodging my questions. I asked him purposefully, and he's basically not giving me a straightforward answer. So I don't really know to answer some of that, to give you a straightforward answer, give you an honest answer, because it could be that we could be getting a Superman game that they haven't mentioned it yet, or we could be the fact that this game is non-existent. Like, I mean, the Flash game, that kind of sucks, but it shouldn't be based on just purely on the movie. It should have. They had a TV series. We talked about this on the podcast. We literally said that even a TV series was a success, they still could have carried on. So yeah. Stick says, not the first time she's been resurrected, about Gwen Stacy.
No, but not the Gwen Stacy. They've had like Gwenpool and Spider Gwen, but this is the first time it's actually the Gwen. It's not like a clone or anything like that.
Yeah, but you know what I find interesting? It's that she has the swords like Wolverine.
Yeah, because she's Gwenpool.
Yeah.
You mean Deadpool?
Okay,
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
I meant the.
Oh, you mean
So
the
this
authority?
was
That's a good one.
supposed to be Max's gift, but now it's been so long, so I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Hmm.
Blazing Flame is saying, do you think WB Montreal? I don't know.
The tariffs.
I don't have the future cards aren't on my table. I don't know give you the straightforward answer. If I get any news, I'll put. It was a rumor, by the way, Blazing Flame. It wasn't legitimate, like a certified 110%. Oh yeah, I know 110% is going to happen. It was just a rumor. I did say that in my videos. I've always said it's a rumor, take it with a grain of salt, because we don't know if it's true, or we don't know if it's 100% facts, because it depends on the job listings, it depends on certain things, and also depends on whether WB want to push a Superman game out. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know. But Tavia, we'll take a couple of more questions, then we're going to wrap up and get everyone's outros. Tavia saying, speaking of comics, I'm just wondering if you guys would be reading all new Venom, because for me, I'm not interested in, my opinion, Dylan Brock making fun of.
I stopped reading Venom after Donny Cates. That's all I need.
Okay. Pika, do you have that question now or no? If not, don't worry about it. If you can't.
Okay, yeah, something, but maybe not something to ask here.
Okay, cool. So let's do our outros, guys, because we want to wrap up. Everyone gets to say where they can find them, social media network, and all of that stuff. But before we do that, I'll just answer this thing. I know it's a rumor. Sorry, didn't mean to bother you. I'm a Superman fan who's been dying for a Superman game over a decade. Would you guys like to make a Venom game to be made? Yep. 110%.
Yeah.
110%.
I think
110%.
Something like, what was that?
Ultimate
Prototype.
They were originally going to.
Yeah, they were originally. There was going to be
until what's his name passed.
Tony Todd.
Yeah, Tony Todd. Yeah, which it's kind of sucks.
So
let's go. Sorry. Let's go around the corner. Let's go around the pan, I should say. First, let's start off with Pika. Where can they find you? What you got coming up on your channel? Social media. Where can I find you on social media?
Well, I can be found on YouTube and as 𝐂𝐶hades, the Shades, and also on Twitter, also as 𝐂𝐶hades. And well, I'm not exactly very actively on Instagram, but I'll try to maybe do some stories or show how my videos are coming out, like do some similar progress reports and screenshots like I have been doing on the community posts. Also, I went to Blue Sky just to have a footing there too. I have as for videos coming out tomorrow, I will have a video premiere for my Silent Hill 2 video because it's something that I felt like I had to say about the game after I have played the original and the remake. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. And in active production, I have a video coming out on Batman Court of Owls.
Okay, cool. Is that it?
And I'm also slowly writing. Well, I want to get an all-star Superman video out before the Superman movie comes out. Those are what I am actively working on right now.
Okay, cool. CJH, where can they find you? What you got coming up on your channel, mate?
You can find me on the CJH Entertainment Plus, where I just uploaded a review on the Punisher 2004 movie.
Okay, cool. You got any social media they can find you on?
I'm also on X, where I'm not chaotic on X, but if you want the chaos, follow me on X.
Okay, cool. Jared, of course, my co-host, my buddy, the best co-host I could ever ask for. Where can I find you, and what you got coming up on your channel?
You can find me at Comics League, and tomorrow coming out my video on my top 5 favorite looks for Wonder Woman. In other words, her top 5 favorite costumes. And then if you want to get that video actually now, you can become a member of my channel and receive it early. But as for Super Wonder Legacy, Britt and I are going to be discussing Superman and Wonder Woman in the DCEU. In other words, we're going to be reviewing Man of Steel, BVS, ZSJL, while blasting that other version, Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984. So we'll be doing that. And movie night is Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
Oh, okay. That's cool. For me, guys, well, there won't be any Snyder Fans Read Comics this week, but I will be doing some Marvel Rival content over the weekend. I'm planning some stuff up to do with Human Torch and The Thing. So I'll be doing some gameplay for you. And then obviously I'll be off for that month. So I'll have some videos prepped up, gameplay footage for you guys. So you guys have some content there, and I'll do some recordings and whatnot. So yeah. And if you guys want to follow me on social media, then on X is at TeladiaPlays, on Twitch at Teladia, on X is at TeladiaPlays_, and on Twitch is at TeladiaPlays. I hope you have enjoyed this live stream, and make sure to leave a like, comment down below and let us know your thoughts on the topics we discussed today. And also, we want to hear your thoughts, and I'll read all your comments and I'll reply back to them for sure. And also subscribe if you're new around, you hit the notification bell, because when a video or a live stream that I do, you will be notified for that type of content. But until the next amazing members panel stream, I would like to say thank you to Jared, Pika, and CJH for being a part of this members panel stream. And until next time, stay safe out there. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye, everyone.